Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Heather and this is Create Your Own Cozy. When IOD sent me the stuff with their new 2023 holiday release, I didn't include this cute little Fairy Merry Christmas transfer on there. So I went to my local stockist and got this because I just did not want to miss out. I am so excited for the items that I made with this week, and I still have so many more of these to use. I know that there's a couple of people as of today. I think Sonnet with Sonnet's Garden Blooms had a couple, but I don't know that by the time that this is out if she has it, but I think that there are a couple stockists out there that have it. And if you ordered it and got it, I know that you're looking for inspiration and excitement to go ahead and use it. So if you want to see what I came up with this particular transfer, stick around. Project number one is going to be an old saucepan that I thrifted a while ago. I was just going to try to sell it or use it as old vintage looking decor, but decided I really liked the color of the wooden handle and the little black part on there. So I did 2 coats of black velvet on here. I did use my water mister, which I like to do even on smalls, to water down the paint a little bit. I did go a little hefty with, you're going to be able to see brush strokes on this one, but I'm okay with it. The good thing I like about DIY paint is that until you seal it, you can distress it back or wipe it back, which is what I did on the edges with a wet wipe. Now I'm going over the top of this with DIY Big Top, and then finding this cute little girl from this transfer, using the stick that it comes with and just rubbing it on until you see the color kind of change, so that you know that it's peeling away from the transfer sheet. And then make sure you burnish it on. I'm using my fingers and first, and then the sheet, and then I'm going over the whole thing with Big Top just to get that girl nice and sealed on there. I ended up finding this burlap ribbon with black dots in my stash. I got it from Dollar Tree a while back, but any fun ribbon would do. I think this one is pretty cute. I thrifted this next wooden decor board a while back, and I was saving it for something special because of the little flower indents that were on here. I'm wondering if it was like from the dollar spot or something. But since it was raw wood, I wet it down with my mister, and now I'm using Dark and Decrepit to be more like a stain or a wash. It is a liquid patina, but because it is colored, you can kind of water it down and make it be more like a stain. So I was trying to do this and see if it would get these flowers to stick out more than it did. I really wanted them to stick out, and this really wasn't doing it for me. So I was like, okay, well, at least it's not raw wood underneath. You can kind of see the flowers, but that was not working for me. So what I decided to do is go over it with Gypsy Green. Loving this green. This green was basically on the front of the transfer book. It was one of the greens on the front, and it just goes so well with all these cute little fairies. So I was like, you know what? Let's go ahead and put a piece of tape across here so at least the handle is that dark and decrepit stained look. I did 2 coats of the Gypsy Green, and then I went over the whole thing with Big Top. I added a cute little fairy to this one, just a little one. I didn't want her to be too crazy big on this. And then I went over the whole thing with dark wax. I'm showing you right here the color difference between wet paint and when the paint dries. And then when you put a top coat or wax on it, the color kind of ends up in the middle. So I'm going to let you watch the rest of this project, and I thought this one was a really cute one, and that ribbon just adds that beautiful finishing touch. Apparently today I'm getting out some of my thrifted kitchenware. I thrifted this, I don't know, is it a pastry pan or a pie pan? I do not bake, but I got it for $1. I really love the shape of it. Originally, I was going to put it on the inside and I was painting it black, and I was like, you know what? I want to flip this over. So I washed this paint out, which was nice and convenient because I had not put a top coat on. It was easy to get off. I went ahead and did 2 coats just on the underside, black velvet, and then I did Gypsy Green along the sides. I did 2 coats of Gypsy Green, and then I wet distressed it really well, which was nice because the dark color of the metal came through and it very much matched the black background. I did go over the spot where the 2 colors met with a wet wipe, and I really like how those colors blended together. It just kind of softened where they met each other and did not require perfection. And then I scrubbed a little harder to get that color to come through. And I really love how this distressed. It's going to make me pick up more of these little tins because I thought this was really, really cute. This transfer has got to be one of my favorites. It's going to be a hard one to sell. I love her. I think she's precious. After putting Big Top to seal everything in, I wanted to put a little hanger and include this ribbon in the project as well. I used E6000 for the permanent hold and high temperature hot glue for the quick hold, and I think this is a cute little way to hang up this pan. Next, I'm going to make some cute little shelf sitters out of some scrap wood that I had. These are old. I bought some fence boards to make some totes, And I'm just using the scrap. I took a long piece, cut an end. One of the pieces split when I cut it, and I was like, you know what? I am still using this. I am using some wood glue and just gluing it back together. This is just a little shelf sitter, and wood glue kind of makes things stronger than they were in the first place. You know what I mean? So I'm just clamping this back together and then getting my pieces. The first one, I'm going to do that same stain kind of technique with my water mister and dark and decrepit. Just putting it over very lightly, making sure I water it down so that it behaves more like a stain. And then the second little set, I am going to paint Gypsy Green. Next, I'm going to get out these cute little wooden mushrooms that I got a while back from Amazon. I will link that in my description in my Amazon store. And I'm just kind of staining these with that same dark and decrepit. Listen, I really love this stuff because it did not ruin my manicure, because this is an all water soluble. And even though my hands are a mess, it washed off with soap and water. Totally loving it. But I'm just kind of staining so they don't look like fresh wood. And then I'm painting these. I'm kind of two-tone painting these little mushrooms, leaving some of it that wood color, using faded burlap and the Gypsy Green to kind of have some cute little mushrooms on the front of my little shelf sitter. Next, I'm going to, after this is completely dried, it is a liquid patina, so I am putting this transfer on over the top of it. Ooh, I do want to mention these boards were kind of rough, so I did sand them down. If you have raw wood, you need to make sure that you've sanded down your surface before trying to put a transfer on there. So now I'm sealing everything up with Big Top, compiling them together with wood glue and my brad nailer. And guys, I think these guys are so cute. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think? Is this a good use of these cutie patootie fairy transfers? Oh, here, and this right here, don't put your hand anywhere in front of where that nail's going. See how my hand is really far away from where the nail's going? Be safe with your brad nailers, guys, and they will be one of your favorite tools. So I am just using E6000 and hot glue to put these down. I'm adding some moss that I had thrifted, and I just love these cute little projects. Let me know, is this something you guys are going to try? I think the last project in today's video may be my favorite. I treated myself to a new mold. I got the IOD mold frames too, and decided I was going to use that amazing resin again. I got this on Amazon. I will link it in my description. It is a 1-to-1 ratio, super easy to use. You just pour it in a paper cup. You mix it. The cool thing about the IOD molds is it tells you how many milliliters of product you need to mix. So the guessing game is not happening. So I mixed this up really well, poured it in, and within 10 minutes had my molds to work with. Now I painted the molds 2 coats of Gypsy Green, put Big Top over the top of it so that when I did the dark wax over the top, it wouldn't sink into the clay paint. It would kind of be on top of the Big Top. Now, transfers and wax don't really go together, so I cut out the transfers this first one, I tried to use my finger to kind of figure out where to do it. Looking back, I should have just cut it all with scissors right along the edge, but I made it work with a little X-Acto knife and peeling up the transfer. Just cutting it ahead of time made it way easier. And I just put the transfer and the little center part over the big top, and then now that the transfer was on there, after that is when I could add the wax. If you add the wax before, you run the risk of your transfer not sticking. So that is the reason I did it in that order. So I figured out the cute little fairies. I went with the smaller scale fairies for this project, since these pieces of the frame were so little, and I am super happy with how cute they turned out. I went and grabbed some more of that same scrap wood and just stained it with the Dark and Decrepit. Married all of this together with some Type-On quick and thick glue, and oh, I think they are so precious. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. So since I'm attaching the ribbon as a hanger onto wood, I'm just using E6000 for the crazy glue hold and some staples with the staple gun, and put that right there. I did notice that I put these guys upside down. There's little cherubs on here, and I put their faces upside down. I thought it looked a little bottom heavy, so I decided to just add a little bit of ribbon up top to balance it out, just holding that with high temperature hot glue. Love it. I love it, love it, love it. So I have so many favorites in this week's. I really love project number 5 with the molds and the fairies and the two-tone wood and the green. That's got to be my favorite one for this week. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite project is. I am excited to say that after having my website up for a week, there were, of course, multiple challenges, but my first order has gone all the way through and has been shipped. So for the products, for the DIY products in this week's video, you can go to my website, www.createyourowncozy.com, and order these products. For IOD stuff, I am not selling that yet. Go check out my friend Sonnet at sonnetsgardenblooms.com. I'm excited. The website is up and running. It has been a process. I am thankful for one of you guys who totally helped me with my first order. It was like, hey, I didn't get any email confirmation. Hey, the shipping doesn't seem right. There were so many things that you don't even think about trying to figure out within the process of going from designing a site to ordering things to it working the correct way. I think that we are good. We are still in the soft opening stages of this. So I appreciate any, I will need your patience, but I'm excited to say the first order is shipped and I'm just waiting to hear that she got it and how it arrived. So I'm excited about that. And I did a little happy dance because it's one of those things, the idea of setting up shipping or a website where you ship items was so overwhelming. It almost allowed me to not start. It allowed me to delay it. But once I've worked through it, I'm crushing it. You know what I mean? Didn't give up. It's something that I'm super proud of. So let me know in the comments below, what are you guys crushing today? Are you doing the hard things, the things that make you have a little bit of anxiety, but you do it anyway? Man, I'm here to say it's a good feeling to be on the other side of working through some of that stuff. Did you guys like the projects today? Let me know in the comments below what your favorite was and what you are gonna create. I hope that a bunch of you have this transfer in your hands and can create with these precious little fairies. If you guys are new here, thank you so much for joining me. Please consider subscribing to my channel and hitting that notification bell to all so you get notified every time I upload a new video. And guys, I am so thankful for you. Don't forget to create for yourself, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye. Thank you.